Hi traders, in today's video we're going to be looking at how much money is needed to start trading options. Firstly, a quick disclaimer that this video is for educational purposes only, is general in nature and does not take into account your personal circumstances. So how much money do you need to start trading options? I was speaking to one trader the other day who had a $20,000 win in his first trade. I explained that this is almost the worst thing that could happen because he started thinking this is easy, and if I can make this much when I don't know anything, imagine what I can do with some more experience. Sure enough, that trader blew up his account not long after. He was taking on too much risk without knowing how to handle it. So for new traders, it's much better to start with a small account size. Even if you have $200,000 available for trading options, just start out with 10,000 and get a feel for how things work. Then when you've been trading for a year or so, slowly build your account from there. You don't want to jump straight from 10,000 to 200,000 overnight. The psychological aspect of trading a $200,000 account is much different to trading a $10,000 account. All of a sudden, a 1% loss has gone from $100 to $2,000. So the big question is, how much do you need to get started trading options? I believe there's no real minimum. You can actually start with as little as $200. The experience you'll gain will be with you for a lifetime, so the earlier you get started, the better. That being said, there are certain strategies that will not be available to you with only a small amount of capital. Cash secured puts, for example, will be hard to trade with less than $5,000. Also, keep in mind that commissions and fees are going to have a much larger impact on a small account. Ideally, a good place to start is probably $5,000 to $10,000 at a minimum to start trading options. But as I said, you want to keep that first couple of trades really small. You don't want to be risking $5,000 or $10,000 on any one trade. Let's look at a couple of examples. The first example here is a 5-point wide iron condor on SPY. SPY is the most liquid instrument for trading options. There's lots of volume and the bid-ask spread is tight, which results in less slippage. If I was starting out today looking to make my first ever option trade, I would start with SPY. In this example, the maximum risk is around $380 and the maximum potential profit is around $120. We can also see the T+0, T+16 and T+32 lines. This graph is from OptionNet Explorer, which is a really great piece of software. T+16 basically just means the trade date plus 16 days as an example. And it shows us how the trade should progress over time. I'll post some links below if you want to learn more about iron condors and or OptionNet Explorer. Here we can see a very similar trade using the same strikes, but instead of going 5 points wide, the trade is only 1 point wide. The maximum loss is only $75. So you can see you can start trading iron condors with a very low amount of capital. Now the potential profit is also very small, but if I was a brand new trader, this could be a good place to start just to get a feel for the mechanics of entering and exiting the trade without risking too much. The only thing to watch out here with iron condors is to make sure SPY does not break through 365 on the downside or 440 on the upside. Those are the short strikes. If it breaks through those levels, it could result in assignment risk. So that's just something to be aware of. I'll post some links below explaining what assignment risk is. So to become a full-time options trader requires a big commitment, both financially and mentally. As the old saying goes, it's the hardest way there is to make easy money. Trading's hard. There's going to be good times and bad times. Will you be able to handle the emotional upheaval that the bad times can cause? So the first step really in figuring out if you want to go full-time is to figure out how much you need to live off. If you want to make it as a trader, you need to be prepared to live pretty frugally. We've all seen the images of those hotshot traders driving Ferraris and Lamborghinis, but that's not the reality for 99% of the traders out there. Most full-time traders that I know live very frugally. So first things first, you should audit your spending behavior and see if there's anywhere that you can cut back without sacrificing your lifestyle. The next step is to build a track record over a few years and figure out what sort of return you can expect on a consistent basis. It's going to be different for everyone. It would be good to have this track record through a variety of different market conditions as well. Over the last few years, there's been a lot of bull market geniuses out there who've made lots of money in the bull markets, but how are they going to fare during the bear market? So let's say you're pretty confident with your track record over a couple of years that you could make about a 15% return per year. If you can live off $50,000, then you need a capital balance of around $333,000. If your results indicate you can only achieve a 10% return, then you're going to need $500,000 to generate that $50,000 that you need to live off. But if you can achieve a 20% return, then you only need $250,000. So you can see there's a massive variation in the amount of capital that you need depending on your returns. The best bet is to build that track record and figure out what sort of return you can achieve. Every trader is going to be different after all. Also note, I haven't met many traders that consistently earn over 20% per year, despite what all those internet ads tell you. And I've met a lot of traders in the past 15 years. Full-time traders also need to be able to deal with losing months. They're never fun for any trader, but they happen to everyone. It can be a double whammy for full-time traders. Not only has your account balance gone down, you've also had to withdraw funds to live off. So your account's taken a double hit, and now you need an above average return the next month. So can you handle that kind of stress? That's something that you need to think about. Having a minimum account size that you're aiming for is a great idea, but it might be worth waiting until your balance is a little higher than you think you need in order to safely handle those losing months. Some traders will have 12 months worth of expenses set aside outside of their trading account before making the jump to go full time. Trading's a tough game. And if you've got the additional pressure of needing to make a certain amount of money each month just to put food on the table, it only adds to the stress and can lead to bad decisions. Having some emergency funds put aside can help you focus on the business of trading. One thing a lot of people don't consider is the additional expenses that can be incurred as a trader. Does your current employer cover your health insurance? Do they pay for your smartphone? Do they provide you with a laptop or a computer, a gym membership? All of these things and more will be your responsibility going forward if you make the jump to going full time. If your computer breaks and you don't know how to fix it, you might need to get a computer guy to come in and fix it for you. That's all going to cost money. Maybe your employer would previously take care of all of that. Same goes for your phone if you need to upgrade your phone. Be prepared for some additional expenses when you start working for yourself as a trader. So you've learned today that to start trading options, you can do it with a pretty small amount of capital. But if your ultimate goal is to end up becoming a full-time options trader, you actually need a pretty significant amount of capital to do that. So hopefully I haven't stressed you out, but if there's people out there thinking that you can have $50,000 capital and become a full-time trader, I'm sorry, but it's very unlikely to happen. You need a pretty big account balance unless you're a single guy who can live the backpacker lifestyle in Thailand and have very, very low expenses. That being said, trading is one of the most rewarding jobs out there. No boss, work from home, travel, the list goes on. Stick at it, take it step by step, focus on the process and slowly build your account, and I'm sure you'll get there. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you check out the links below. If you've got any questions, feel free to reach out.